All right. Hey, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to start by giving all praise, all honor, all glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rekah, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of the great millstone for teaching us this truth according to the Bible through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. And a sincere peace and salutation to all you hopeful Akim out there, pushing his word in all truth and sincerity, doing the work as Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai has created us to do so he can wake up and seal the elect of the nation of Israel, which consists of you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, and you Israelites who are scattered amongst the heathen nations that may look like the heathen nations, but your father's seed line of your lineage goes from the so-called black, Hispanic, or Native American, one of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. Hey, Shalom. It's your brothers from the GMS Denver camp coming back once again through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah with another lesson. And in this lesson, man, we're going to go into the fall of Esau, which it goes hand in hand with the uprising of Israel, man. And we're going to read in Isaiah 14, but what I want to do is I want to go into 2nd Ezra chapter 6 and verse 7 real quick, because Esau's fall goes hand in hand with the rise of Israel here in these last days. You see, and it all goes back to an incident that took place with the birth of Esau and Jacob, man. That birth and how it came to pass, and it symbolized what? The Israelites, through the Lord Yahweh Shah, taking Esau out of power. And this is what you're witnessing, man. You see here in these last days. Got it?
God. Second Ezra chapter 6, verse 7. Then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times? Or when shall the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth?
So Ezra is asking, when is the end of the heathen coming? When is our kingdom going to be ushered in? Because this is what the Most High has promised us, man. When it's all said and done, the kingdom of Israel is what's going to be set up on the earth forevermore. You see, but there was a sequence of events that needed to take place before that kingdom could be established. You see, and that's why the Most High gave Daniel the vision of all the kingdoms that were going to be raised up in the earth before the kingdom of heaven was established, man. You see? You got it.
And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held the heel of Esau, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth.
So just that whole situation of how that birth took place, of Esau being born first and Jacob grabbing his heel as he was coming out of the womb, that symbolized what? Esau being taken out of power by way of the Israelites, man. And that's going to be made possible through the Lord Yahweh Shah. This is what's going to happen. You see? Going all the way back to what the Most High has ordained from the beginning. Somebody holding something before we get into it? So let's get Isaiah 14.
You want me to
start at verse 1?
Just the birth in 25?
Oh, yeah, you can get that real quick. Yep.
This is Genesis 25, and I'll just start at 25. Talking about Jacob and Esau being born. And the first came out red all over like a hairy garment, and they called his name Esau. And after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold of Esau's heel.
And why did that happen? Because it represented Esau being taken out of power by way of Jacob, man. This is what we're witnessing. You see? Yahweh Shah is coming to snatch Esau off the throne of power. And he's going to be put back into his position of being the basest man upon the earth. You see, that's where that nation is going. They're going to be from being on top to being on the bottom. Then eventually completely eradicated. Yeah. You got it.
And his name was called Jacob. And Isaac was 80 years old when she bare them.
God, that's it on that. So let's get into it.
Isaiah.
Yeah, Isaiah 14 and 1.
So this is Isaiah 14 and 1. For Yahweh will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel.
Why? Because that is the end vision for the Most High that the Most High has for his people. You see? He's going to yet choose Israel because we're his chosen people, and that will not change. You see? This is why we read about all the visions of us being saved from captivity, us being delivered from the lands of our enemies and being taken back into our land. That was always the end goal for the Most High. Salvation for his people. You got it.
And set them in their own land, and the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob.
Because the strangers are Israelite foreigners, man, being brought back to the understanding that we are the Israelites. You see, that represents us here. We were strangers before we were waking up to this truth, man. Before we were brought into this fold, and now we're cleaving unto our true heritage of being the sons of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the 12 tribes of Israel, as the Most High's promised.
Uh, they have something over there.
No, keep going.
And the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of Yahweh for servants and handmaids, and they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and when they shall rule over their oppressors.
And that goes into what, man? Us coming into rulership and having dominion over all the heathen nations. And that also goes back to a promise that the Most High made to the Lord Yahweh Shai, which is going to be fulfilled through, like, and that blessing was passed down to who? Jacob. You see? That's what Jacob received from my forefather Isaac when he finessed Esau to that blessing, man. You see? So that shows you that at the end of the day, it never belonged to Esau. He never had any right to it.
Yeah, it was ordained from the womb, man,
It was
from the beginning.
it was already ordained that Yahweh Shah was going to have the inheritance for the heathen for an inheritance.
Tells you that in Romans 9. It said before the children were born, before they did any good or evil, he already chose what was going to happen.
So the Most High set it up for that blessing to come through Jacob, man. It never belonged to Esau. He never had any right to it. That's why I played out the way it played out. You see? So that goes to us having rulership in the earth.
Yeah.
You see?
I got a quick one.
Go ahead.
Psalm 2 and 8. Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thy inheritance, and the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession.
And that's what the Most High promised Yahweh Shah from the beginning, man. And he set it up for it to come through a specific seed line. You see? Through the seed line of the sons of God, because what? This is what the Most High always wanted for his people. But we went through this low condition just to learn what? Wickedness. Now we're being taken out of this condition and we're about to come into the inheritance that the Most High has promised unto us. You see that?
I'll read the next verse too. Thou shalt break them with a rod of iron, and thou shalt dash them in pieces like a potter's vessel.
That's right, because they are our possessions, man. They belong to us. This is the purpose of you heathen nations, man.
God.
To be up under the foot of the Israelites, and that's what it's going back to when the Lord Yahweh Shah returns. But y'all got precepts, and we'll get back in Isaiah 14.
I got one. I got one.
What y'all got?
Go ahead, you go. This is Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 17. Let's see, where is let me get that real quick. Obadiah, where is that at? 1:17. Okay, and it reads, but upon Mount Zion shall be deliverance, and there shall be holiness. On the house of Jacob shall possess their possessions. 18. And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble, and they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord Yahweh has spoken it.
And that shows you, man. That shows you that salvation for Israel and what happens to the house of Esau? Destruction, man. Mm-hmm. This is what's talked about all throughout the scriptures. This is what Esau has been set up to be. The vessels of wrath fitted to destruction. They have no salvation coming that way. It was never meant for them to have that's been ordained from the beginning. This is the only reason these people have been created is so the Most High can show his power by destroying them, man. You see, but like we read in verse 17, deliverance is for Zion, man. And that's what's about to happen. This is what we're in the process of right now, being delivered once and for all.
God. I got 30, verse 16. Therefore, all they that devour thee shall be devoured, and all thine adversaries, every one of them, shall go into captivity. And they that spoil thee shall be a spoil, and all that prey upon thee will I give for a prey. For I will restore health unto thee, and I will heal thee of thy wounds, saith Yahweh, because they called thee an outcast, saying, This is Zion, whom no man seeketh after. So he's not gonna let his name go out in vain. He's going to rescue us because we call upon his name in Yahweh Shem Shai. And it tells you, even, and like when Yahweh Shai was born, it says the Lord came to fulfill the words of the prophets. So that's what he's going to do. He's going to return. And we're the prophets. We're saying he is going to return. And it's going to come to pass because these words are faithful and true.
That's right. That's right. And at the end of the day, it was always going to play out this way, man. But you haven't been given this understanding because the elite of this world, the wicked of this world, they don't want this info to come out. You see, because when you go into this understanding, you have to pinpoint who Jacob is. You have to pinpoint who Esau is, and this is something they never wanted to come to the light, man. But guess what? It's not of them. This is all of the Most High because the Most High's will is what's been done on the earth. If it was up to the elite, you think this understanding would be broadcast over YouTube all day, every day? Hell no.
Right.
No one would know who Esau was if it was up to the elite. But guess what? It's all happening because it's the will of the Most High. Prophecy has been fulfilled, man. The words in the words that are in this book are living and breathing, man. They're coming. They're being brought to pass. It's coming to life.
And you got to be. I was reading this today that you got to be born again to actually see this. Not everybody's able to see it because they're not born again, as Yahweh Shai was telling Nicodemus. In John 3, verse 5, it says, Yahweh Shai answered, Verily, verily, I say unto thee, except a man be born of water and of the Spirit, he cannot enter into the kingdom of Yahweh. That which is born of the flesh is flesh, and that which is born of the Spirit is spirit. Marvel not that I said unto thee, ye shall be born again. And when you go into this word born again, I'm going to show you what it says real quick. It says to be born. And the word there, Genahu. It says as a metaphor, because we know it's a metaphor. It says, I'm going to go right to the point of God making men his sons through faith in Hamashiach's work. Yeah. So that's what being born again is that you're actually changed through the conversion of the Holy Spirit being in you, and you begin to prophesy of Yahweh Shem Shai. You see? Because that's why we look like fools to the rest of the world. The rest of the world is not renewed. They're not born again through the Spirit. They're thinking carnally minded, which is enmity to the Most High.
All right. Yeah, John 14 and 26, it says that you're talking about the Holy Spirit, the Comforter is going to bring into remembrance all things, That's why, like the brother said, now this Esau's being revealed. Why? Because the Holy Spirit is coming into, bringing us back and remembering all things. So let me grab this real quick. Luke 12 and 2. For there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, neither hid that shall not be known. Therefore, whatsoever ye have spoken in darkness shall be heard in the light, and that which ye have spoken in the ear in the closet shall be proclaimed upon the housetops. And that's a metaphor for us being out on them street corners, because we're proclaiming this from the housetops, from the chief place of concourse, and basically exposing, revealing who that wicked man is,
Right, which it was prophesied in the book of Joel that in the last days the Lord would pour out his spirit upon all flesh.
Yep.
What you on more?
The book of Obadiah, chapter 1 and verse 3, it says, The pride of thine heart have deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the cleft of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, Who shall bring me down to the ground?
Because this is Esau's mindset, man. He don't believe that he's going to be taken out of power. He's doing everything he can to try to fight against what the Most High has already set in play, and he's going to be upset, man. Because at the end of the day, he's going to realize that the only reason he was in the position that he's in is because the Most High gave it to him, man. You see, the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and set us up over it, the basis of men. This is the only reason you might have anything that you have. And because you're this great nation of people. You see, because you're the Most High's favorite. No, the Most High is using you, and He's gonna make an example out of you in front of the entire world, man.
God is using you for His purpose.
Exactly. That was it. Come on. Let's get back to Isaiah.
This is Isaiah 14 and 3. 3. And it shall come to pass in the day that Yahweh shall give thee rest from thy sorrow and from thy fear and from the hard bondage wherein thou wast made to serve.
Con, we're gonna finally be taken from captivity. We're finally gonna be delivered from the hands of our enemies, man. To be brought into that rest that the Most High has promised us for all these generations. To be brought into the kingdom of heaven finally, man. That's what's coming. For the Most High's people, beginning with the remnant. You got it.
That thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon and say, how hath the oppressor ceased and the golden city ceased?
Exactly. Because the power that you have is being revoked, man. You see, and the Most High is beginning by completely dismantling your cash cow known as Babylon the Great, which is America, man. You see? Yeah. You got it.
Yahweh hath broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers.
Your power is being revoked, man. You see, you have come to the end of your blessing. The blessing that you received from our forefather Isaac so long ago, that was only a temporary blessing, man. It was never meant for you to rule forever. The Most High gave all you heathen nations chance to rule. He gave all of your expiration date of when you were going to be taken out of power. And we're fastly approaching Esau's expiration date for his blessing, man. It's over. You see? It's over. The scepter is going to be taken out of your hand and be given unto the Lord Yahweh Shah. You see? So he can establish his everlasting kingdom according to the Most High's will.
And it's obvious to the prophets, because you see in the book of Daniel all the empires that rose and fell. It's only we have to be in this last days, Just by be reading the scriptures. There ain't no, there's no other way. You can't say, oh well, America was going to become before Babylon or Medo-Persia. No, it shows you the order it would happen.
Because if that's the case, if we're not in the final captivity, we have to die, be reincarnated back into slavery. Yeah. If that's the case.
So that means this is a slavery, and we should know about what slavery we're in. The last slavery the Israelites will be in is under Esau Edom.
Oh, yeah.
All right, this is Isaiah 14 and 6. He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke, he that ruled the nations in anger, is persecuted and none hinder it.
So we're finally reaching the day of Esau's judgment, man. For all the rape, robbery, and murder and atrocities that he's committed against the Israelites, you see, his day of reckoning is coming, man. He's finally going to be repaid for what he's done. These people haven't gotten away, man. The Most High, it tells you that the Most High will not at all acquit the wicked. Everything that Esau's done in this earth, especially what he's done to the Israelites, has been recorded in the heavens, man. And he's going to pay for it. You see?
Verse 7. You got one?
I got one right away. Let me this is Baruch 4 and 25. It says in the Good News Translation, my children, endure God's punishment with patience. Your enemies have persecuted you, but you will soon see them destroyed and at your mercy. But then, man, guess what? Hey, Yahweh Shem Yahushai also said that he was going to make us those new sharp threshing instruments, man. They're going to be under captivity. They're going to be slaves, man. They're going to have to drink of the cup we drink, and they're going to drink double.
Hey, somebody hold Ezekiel 35, verse 13. Keep going, Shabbat.
God, this is Isaiah 14 and 7. The whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing.
Because that's what the Most High is bringing the earth back into, man. A state of paradise, a state of peace. You see? This is the condition we're going back into. It says what? Let me grab that real quick. This is Proverbs.
Again, when the righteous rule. 29:2, right?
Proverbs 29:2. It says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, The people mourning. We see the entire earth in a state of mourning right now, man, because the wicked are ruling. You Edomites. You see? You're ruling the wickedness and you don't understand what you're doing. You don't know what you're doing, man. You're trying to push this way of doing whatever you want to do as if it's a prosperous way to live, and it's not. People are destroying themselves, man, and it's causing the entire earth to be miserable. All of creation is miserable upon you so-called white people ruling. But when the righteous, which are the Israelites, come in authority, the people are going to be rejoicing, man, because we're going to rule according to the ways of life, man, the ways of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah, which is going to cause life to flourish. You see? But read that verse 7 again, Shabbat.
The whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing.
Mm-hmm. See that? The whole earth is at rest and it is quiet, peace. You see? The heathen are going to be able to enjoy the inheritance of their fathers. We're going back into our land. You see? We're going to live in the earth the way the Most High intended it to be. You got it?
Verse 8.
My bad. Get that. Somebody get that Ezekiel 35 and 13 real quick.
This is Ezekiel 35, verse 13. Thus with your mouth ye have boasted against me, and have multiplied your words against me. I had heard them. Thus saith the Lord power, when the whole earth rejoiceth, I will make thee desolate.
There it is. You see? You Edomites don't get to partake in the peace of the earth, man. You don't get all you get to do is partake in that first dominion when we get the earth back into that paradise, that state of paradise, and after that, you're going to be eradicated, like the brother just read in Obadiah 1 and 18. You don't get to live in the earth where righteousness flourish, man. You see? Where peace reigns. Nah, this is not for you. Out of all the things the Most High has created, the only thing He's going to eradicate are you Edomites, man. Showing you that you are a useless nation of people. You're not needed in the earth. Once the Most High uses you for His intents and purposes, and you have no further use, He's going to discard you, man. You see, and everything is going to go back to a state of rejoicing and being at peace, because the Most High is going to get rid of the cancer of the earth, which are you so-called white people, you Edomites, according to the Bible. You got a spot.
Those guys have
Oh, my bad. Y'all got what y'all holding over there?
I got Isaiah 3, verse 10. Say ye to the righteous that it shall be well with him, for they shall eat the fruit of their doings. Woe unto the wicked, it shall be ill with him, for the reward of his hand shall be given him. Exactly what y'all are saying, you know.
Now this is Isaiah.
Well, what you got? You call on, bro?
You got something to call?
Malachi 1 chapter 1 verse 3. But Esau I have hated, I have laid waste to his country and left his heritage to jackals of the desert.
That's in what, the ESV?
ESV version.
Yeah. But it just says that he left his heritage waste, you know.
That's the end result of Esau's blessing, man. It's going to be swept with a beast of destruction.
That's what that name Esau means, wasted away. This is
Y'all holding anything?
no.
What you got? No, you ain't got nothing? Whatever.
This is Isaiah 14 and 9. Oh, I'm sorry, 8. Yeah, the fir trees rejoice at thee, and the cedars of Lebanon, saying, since thou art laid down, no feller has come up against us.
Because what? Because Esau's going to be taking out the power. He's not going to go through all throughout the earth just cutting down random trees, man. Cutting down miles and miles of rainforest. They want to go on fucking CNN and complain about the CO2 emissions. You see? Because the Most High gives you a law on certain trees that you're not even supposed to cut down.
Brother,
So
I looked it up. What trees were supposed to be in Colorado, right? Because at one time Colorado was a forest, and all the way across from one end to the other end, it was a forest, and it was those big redwood trees in California. Those that's what was throughout the whole country. Humongous ass trees.
and Esau cut all the shits down.
Yep.
You see?
That's why Yahweh says in Obadiah, they shall build, but I will throw down.
See?
That's his Esau. He builds all these buildings and dwellings that are not according to the laws, skyscrapers and whatnot.
Yeah, so even the trees are gonna rejoice at your fall, man. Because you're not just be out here mindlessly cutting down trees to build a fucking shopping center or a goddamn Starbucks, man. You see? You Edomites are the problem. You are the problem of the earth, and the Most High is getting rid of you. You've been a complete problem ever since you came back into power during the time of the Renaissance, man.
Yep.
You've been a problem, so now the Most High is going to resolve that by getting rid of you and setting up His Son Yahweh Shai upon the throne, man. Because you damn devils are going down. No matter how much you try to fight against them, no matter what you try to do, you're not going to overcome prophecy. And when we read in prophecy all throughout these scriptures, it lets us know that the wicked, the Edomites, they are going down. Point blank, period. You got it, bro.
Fine. Isaiah 14 and 9.
Mm-hmm.
Shit.
Nah.
And I stand corrected. I said Obadiah, but that was actually in Malachi, where they say, Yahweh said, they shall build and I'll throw down.
Nah.
But this is Isaiah 14 and 9. Hell from beneath is moved for thee to meet thee at thy coming. It stirreth up the dead for thee, even all the chief ones of the earth. It hath raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nations.
Guess what? The kings of the earth, these kings of the nations are going to come up against you, man. You see? Even your own allies are going to turn against you. It tells you that right here in Obadiah, real quick. 1 and 7, it says, all the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him. So even your allies are going to turn upon you, man.
Yeah.
You see? And at the end of the day, it's all the Most High's will. Let me get one more. This is Revelation 17. 17 and 16, it says what? And the 10 horns, which represents the EU, the European Union, which thou sawest upon the beast, which is NATO, these shall hate the whore. These are the allies of America, man. Says they're gonna hate the whore. You see, it says what? And shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire, because it's the Most High's will. America is going out by way of nuclear destruction, and guess what? Allies of America are gonna partake in it. You see? Mm-hmm. The allies of America is gonna burn this place with fire. It says what? Verse 17, for the Most High have put in their hearts to fulfill his will and to agree and give their kingdom unto the beast, NATO, until the words of the Most High shall be fulfilled. And the one which thou sawest is that great city, which reigneth over the kings of the earth, which is what? America. It's going to be burned with fire according to the Most High's will. And we read about this all throughout the scriptures. And at the end of the day, this is Esau's fate as a nation here in America. Destruction by way of fire. You see that?
I got one.
The people of the Most High is cursed to judgment.
It's the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 10 and verse 4. The power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord, and in due time he will set over it one that is profitable.
Sir. And who is that one that is profitable, man? The Lord Yahweh Shai, who's coming to establish a righteous kingdom in the earth forevermore, according to the Most High's will, according to prophecy. You see, his kingdom shall be an everlasting kingdom that shall never end. That's the kingdom that the Most High foretold will rule in the earth forevermore, not the kingdom of Esau. You
What's heavy is that word in there where it says shall hate the whore. When you go into that, it goes into detest. When you look that up, the origin, it means to witness against. They're gonna beg their leaders to destroy America.
God, Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 1, it says, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, I will raise up against Babylon and against them that dwell in the midst of them, that raised up against me a destroying wind. Jeremiah 51.
Okay, go ahead.
Verse 2, and will send unto Babylon banners that shall fan her, and shall empty her land.
Mm.
For in the day of trouble they should be against her round about.
And that goes into what? All the heathen nations that have that thermonuclear capability, man. All the nations that have ICBMs, they're gonna fire them things upon America because it's the Most High's will. At the end of the day, this place is going out by way of a great fire. The beast of destruction, man. That's why I tell you that the day coming that shall burn as an oven. Talking about what? America being ignited, completely burned up.
51.
Mm-hmm.
Will you read 14 in that? Verse 14.
Says
Baba Shah.
Jeremiah 51:14.
Mm-hmm.
Yahweh of hosts has sworn by himself, saying, surely I will fill thee with man as with caterpillars, and they shall lift up a shout against thee.
That's his men. That's his prophets. We're out here in Babylon, and if you know anything about the caterpillar, they'll eat a tree, take all the nutrition out the tree till the tree is destroyed. You know, and that's the metaphor that the prophets are. We're here inside Babylon, and our words is fire to these heathen nations.
All this place to collapse, man. Just like the walls of Jericho. Just like the walls of Jericho. Let's get back into it.
Isaiah 14 and 9 again. Hell from beneath is moved, and for thee to meet thee at thy coming, it stirreth up the dead for thee, even all the chief ones of the earth. It hath raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nations. All they that speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as we? Art thou become like unto us?
Because the power that you once had 50, 60, 70 years ago is not the same power that you have now, man. Though that power is being taken away from you slowly but surely. You see, and when it's all said and done, when you're brought to that very low condition, the heathen nations are gonna be looking at you with the side eye, like this motherfucker here. This guy, is this the one that went through the earth terrorizing everybody? Putting taxing everyone?
Yeah. Well, and also the power it's a level playing field now because back in the when I was watching these documentaries on Oppenheimer, who created that atomic bomb. It was basically back then a race between Germany and Babylon, and who would get that make those atomic bombs. And now you have all these other nations that have that technology.
Because Esau in his pride is going and sold his sword to all the nations. He's given all the nations the understanding of this technology, and that's poetic justice from the Most High. He's going to be destroyed with his own blessing, man. You see? He that live by the sword shall die by the sword. You see? So let's keep going.
Chimed on that?
I know, right?
All right, this is Isaiah 14 and verse 10. All they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as we? Art thou become like unto us? Thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy vials, the worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee.
That goes once again. That goes into the men of the Lord. You see, in the midst of Babylon the Great, chanting this place down, man. And as we're speaking these words, they're coming to pass. And we see Esau's entire system collapsing. It's crumbling. You see? And before long, America's going to be turned into a third world country, man. Well, shit, we are already on the way there.
Yeah, and then that Psalm 49:11 where it talks about how they think their dwellings will continue forever.
Yeah,
that's how they still think, even though they see this place fucked up. That we know why. We know why it's in the state that it's in. These people around us, they think this thing is going to improve. That's going to get better. It's going to heal.
It only gets worse because what? That's what the Most High said will happen. At the end of the day, what you people have to understand is everything is playing out according to prophecy. It's playing out according to what the Most High is ordained in the earth.
Yeah.
Everything he said is what's happening in the earth. It's no coincidence why the things are happening the way they happen. This is how the Most High said it will play out from the beginning. He's spoken into existence and called and said action, and everything is moving. You see, like according to his will, man. You see, and according to his will, America has to fall. Shit, according to his will, America will fall. Yeah. So the kingdom of heaven can be established. This is what's going on, man. You see, Esau's blessing has to come to an end before the Israelites can come into the promise into their inheritance as the Most High has promised. What you got?
This is Jeremiah 51 and verse 12. It reads, "Set up the standard upon the walls of Babylon, make the watch strong, set up the watchmen, prepare the ambushes, for Yahweh hath both devised and done that which he spake against the inhabitants of Babylon." That's basically it, man. We're telling you exactly what Yahweh Bashim Yahushai has planned for this place, man.
And it's all happening. You see? Everything is happening because you go back to those so-called Great Gatsby days. They never considered this place being in this condition that it's in, or what it's going to be when it's all said and
America
done.
was thriving.
Yeah, you got fucking vending machines where they're selling drug kits, man, needles and crack pipes and shit. That you would have never seen that shit back in the time of Great Gatsby, man. What time was that? What, 1920s or some shit? The Roaring 20s or some shit.
Yeah.
You would have never.
Bro, you got like back in the, just 20 years ago, I see buildings where it's like it used to be this restaurant or something, and now it's like a dispensary. So, everything's just changing. The things that this place is
All this fucking homelessness.
gone.
This wasn't a thing
Oh, yeah.
back in the day, man. I mean, it's getting
Bro, you got
worse.
crackheads in the suburbs, man.
You had panhandlers back then, but the homelessness, the way you see it with tent cities,
It's
man.
fucking complete. Some cities in tent cities in the city.
Yep.
You go down there by that fucking that shelter downtown.
The triangle.
Bro, it's fucking tents all over the place. And just like different fucking areas all over this.
And back in the day, it was like in the inner city only. Now, like I said, it's in the suburbs. You see that everywhere, man. This place is done.
It's right here on Santa Fe. Fucking tent city. And this is happening all throughout the country. Especially out there in California. This shit is crazy, bro.
Yeah.
This is happening because what? The Most High is causing this place to degrade, man.
Yep.
Because it's on the way out.
America's back in the day, the cops would address that kind of stuff, and now it's all accepted. They don't need
that shit.
It's an overwhelming thing for them. They can't even deal with it.
And this happened because what? It's happening because what? This place is on the way out. This is what it was supposed to be. This is what was supposed to happen according to the Most High's will, and it's just going to get worse, man. The homelessness is going to continue to rise.
Yep.
Everything's just going to get worse as time progresses, man, because America is about to be dismantled by Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah. And you people still around here in the spirit to my God bless America. Nigga, where? Show me where the Most High blesses America,
It's
man.
funny when you see a Edomite with a flag on their truck,
yeah,
or still in front of their house. It's like these people are.
They still caught up in that illusion of the American dream. This ain't no fucking American dream, man.
Oh, bro, I was at the park. They had the 4th of July, and like I remember the fireworks started lighting off, and you hear one Edomite out the whole damn like thousands of people, America, like just one guy. Nobody after that said shit. I guess it was one dude, one raggedy ass Edomite, and I'm just like, this place is done.
And you people are in for a rude awakening, man, because America's out of the door, just like all the heathen nations before it. This shit is going down. Yeah. It's gonna be a distant memory in the kingdom of heaven. The only thing you have to remember is the great desolation is going to become to be a memorial unto the rest of the world of what not to be. You see? Well, let's get back into it.
Hey, if I could get an article real quick because you said what you said. Today, 3 hours ago on Reuters, it says U.S. trucking company Yellow, which Yellow is the biggest trucking company in America, shuts down operations. And that was 2 hours ago from Reuters. And that they're going to lay off over 200,000 employees, which those trucks, they run to Walmart, they run to King Supers, they said expect empty shelves. Now
yeah, it's everything. I was driving up here, I was listening to that Epic Economist, and they was talking about how right now the gas prices are up again to the highest they've been in about 8 months. And they said August is gonna be really bad too, Yeah. So, and it's because of the refineries. They're closing refineries down.
Mm-hmm. And it's not a coincidence, man. It's a controlled demolition of America. So you have processing plants being destroyed and burned up. you have all type of fucking key resources being dismantled, is because the Most High is walking this place down, man.
Yeah.
He's about to throw this place into a complete state of chaos to fulfill prophecy. Well, shit, he's
Right.
gonna he's having Esau do this so he
Exactly.
can throw this place into a complete state of chaos so prophecy can be fulfilled.
Yep.
It's over, man.
Isaiah 14 and 10. Or no, 11.
11.
Oh, wait. 12.
Yep.
How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning?
And that goes into the elite, man.
Yep.
That's why Yahushua said, I've seen
I beheld Lucifer
Lucifer
falling like
fall from
lightning.
heaven, like lightning from heaven, meaning what? It's gonna be quick.
Boom.
It's gonna be in an instant. You see, this is what's happening. Your power has been taken away from you. Light bearers, the so-called Illuminati. You see? You're going down, man.
And it's true, man. Like I've been here living in Denver for a long ass time. And I mean I see all kinds of establishments when I drive through the city that are just boards on the windows, you know, things are shut down that you would never think. Even this, you know, you brothers, some of you may be familiar with that car dealership, Rockies, you know. That thing used to be you know, pumping those cars out. That's a sign when you start seeing all these businesses around these shutting down. That's a sign of you know, the end.
Yep. Esau's cash cows on his last legs, man. You see? You got it?
This is Isaiah 14 and 12. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations?
Exactly. Because at the end of the day, your power is being taken away from you. You see, you've been loaned power by the Most High, and He's taking it back. This is how you've cut down that weaken who that weakened the nations. You see, you weaken the nations by pushing this bullshit as democracy. You see, feminism, the rainbow flag agenda. This is how you weaken the nations, man. You weaken the nations through your dollar, your wicked doctrines and philosophies. You see, but the time of you having that reign in the earth and having that say so and that pull in the earth is ended. You see, you know, your time of having sway on how the over the minds of the people, because most of the shit on social media, the elite are controlling it. They're telling people to push this certain way of thinking out, push this certain way of thinking out, so you can have people going these different ways. A lot of those things we see on social media are controlled by the elite.
Yeah.
That time, if you having that type of power, hey, from what they call it, TV programming. You see, pushing all that. Pushing all that rainbow flag agenda and pushing it upon the kids. That time of you having that type of power and say so in the earth, it's over with. But not over with, but it's coming to an end.
I just found out in my daughter's school, they have they're third graders, pride group. You know?
Why is that even a thing? It's because the wicked bear rule. See, that time of you having that type of wicked influence over the minds of the children, pushing Satanism upon children and all this other bullshit, it's coming to an end, man.
The Lord's not going to allow that wickedness to just keep going, man.
So you're being taken out of your power seat. Because now it's time for the Most High to establish righteousness in the earth. And we're going to have sway over the minds of the people in righteousness. We're gonna propagate and uplift the dietary law. We're going to propagate and uplift the land Sabbath. How you're supposed to conduct yourself as a man. How you're supposed to conduct yourself as a woman. How you're supposed to conduct yourself as the man of your household, of the head of your household. How you're supposed to deal with your cattle. How you're supposed to deal with your fabrics and your clothing. How you're supposed to deal with your food, the waterways, the air, the trees, the land. We're gonna push the righteous way of dealing with everything in the earth, man. You see, and this fucking psychotic way we see people living in the earth now, it won't be a thing.
Yeah.
You see, that's what the Most High is removing you for, to establish. Removing the fucking wicked leaders to set up the righteous leaders so life can flourish, man. And that's what it's all about, man. Life flourishing. That's what the Most High created this planet for. He created for life to flourish, man. The Most High say, be fruitful and multiply. We ain't supposed to be down here wearing no goddamn condoms, man. All this good ass pussy out here. And we out here wearing some damn rubbers. Can't even enjoy the Most High's creation. He said, hey, go forth, be fruitful, and multiply.
Right.
So that lets you know the earth ain't overpopulated. The Most High want the earth to be populated. But these devils come and say, "Oh, nah, just have some abortions, some birth control, men get vasectomies." Don't you know that's against the law?
Yeah,
For you to snip your, for you to, don't it tell you if you snip your nuts that you can't be a part of the congregation? You have no use. If you snip your nuts as a man, you have no use. That's your whole purpose as a man. To bring to sow seed. And these devils want to get a fucking,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
The woman's purpose is
Crazy,
the
bro.
woman's purpose is to, have babies.
It,
You know?
come on, man. So everything that you've come in, it's like you got this perfect fucking beautiful, well put together machine, and you give it to this motherfucker to take care of it while you go on a journey. As soon as you leave, this nigga start taking goddamn. Oh, we don't need this part. We don't need this part. Huh, we're not gonna use that type of oil. We're gonna put this type of oil in it. We're gonna do this. Like, bro,
Wrecks the shit.
you wreck the shit. I love to say, you got a Ferrari build this fucking masterful fucking machine, and the nigga want to come and tell Ferrari how it's supposed to operate and run. That's what Esau doing with the earth, man. And that's why you're going to be removed. And like the brother read earlier, what Sirach 10 and 4, the earth is in the control of the Most High. He's going to set up one that is profitable, man, to run the earth how He intended to run by way of these rules, laws, and regulations that we find written in the Bible, man. And watch how life flourishes. You see, everything's going to get bigger. You see, everything's going to be, the fruit going to be. Come on, man. You can find some good fruit here and there, but it's gonna always be good in
The
the
ground is gonna yield its full strength,
Come on, man. But yeah, you devils about to be cast down. What you holding over there? You call yo?
I got Zephaniah chapter 1, so I'll start at verse 17. And I will bring distress upon men that they shall walk like blind men, because they have sinned against the Lord Yahweh, and their blood shall be poured out as dust, and their flesh as the dung. 18. Neither their silver nor their gold shall be able to deliver them in the day of the Lord Yahweh's wrath, but the whole land shall be devoured by the fire of his jealousy, for he shall make even a speedy riddance of all them that dwell in the land.
And that goes into the day of the Lord, man. That goes into the day of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah when he finally casts out judgment here in this place and all throughout the earth. See, he said he's going to bring distress upon men because you sinned against them, man. You wanted to continue on in this wicked way. Now you're going to be punished right along with the wicked, man. You see, you're going to suffer the same fate of America and the inhabitants thereof. What you got, Koyo?
I got Jeremiah 50 verse 13. Because of the wrath of Yahweh, it shall not be inhabited, but it shall be wholly desolate. Everyone
Wholly desolate.
Like Babylon, huh?
No, go ahead.
Everyone that goes by Babylon shall be astonished and hiss at all her plagues. And that's just the point, that's how Esau's kingdom is going to be left.
Greatest firework display the world has ever seen.
That's gonna be the real holy fire, not some made up
Holocaust, the
German
real
shit.
Holocaust.
Yeah, so it's coming, man. It's about to happen. What y'all holding over there?
I got Job 9:24. It says, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof.
Did we not see that today when we went to the flea market?
Okay.
So we found an 1805 Bible. Old ass Bible. He wanted $200 for it. 1805.
Is it big?
Shit was huge. Open the pages up. Guess who we see in the book?
Esau. Covered the faces.
Covered the face. Got the angels. When you open the book, the angels is fucking Edomites. That's what you devils have done, man. And you've been trying to do this ever since the time of the Greeks. This is how we know who you are. You're the one who painted over the images, man, to portray yourself as being the holy people. Hey, trying to portray yourself as being the Most High first and foremost. But now the truth is out. And now it don't matter what the color is. Oh, if that's the case, then why are we finding these images in these old documents, man? I was talking about that shit was oh shit. If I had $200, I probably would have bought it. But yeah, man, that shit was evident of who was ruling.
Yeah.
You got it.
Says he covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he?
God, who else has done this? You don't open up a book and see goddamn Bruce Lee in that motherfucker.
God.
You see, you don't open up the book and see goddamn Nelson Mandela in the book, you see goddamn Esau all over the earth. Went to the fucking Northern Kingdom spot this morning, get some breakfast burritos, and guess who got on the wall?
Oh yeah.
Caesar Borgia. We go to the fucking flea market, we walking through the aisles, what do we see? Idol, Caesar Borgia. You see?
Shit, all the religious movies.
Esau, man. That's all. This is how we know who you are. You're the only ones who've done this, man.
Them motherfuckers are ruling the earth right now. Wickedness, man.
Yep.
You watch the old Ten Commandment movie, and Esau's the Egyptians and the Hebrews, Israelites. You know,
Motherfuckers, everybody except Esau.
Exactly.
Hey, what's he doing with Martin Luther King? He making himself, Tom Hanks. They're putting him up as Martin Luther King.
Yeah. See.
And he
That
also,
was a hoax.
Oh,
They said they said it was a hoax.
I can see Esau doing it.
But shit.
But he would still probably do something like that.
Yeah, for fucking 300 years from now, this shit. If America's going for another 300 years, shit.
Bro,
MLK probably could be.
if it kept going, bro, Esau would write stories talking about Michael Jordan, LeBron James. They'd be having
Blonde hair, blue eyed niggas
white
jumping from,
dudes playing that shit.
jumping from the free throw line and shit. You know
Everybody
what I'm
looks like Larry Bird,
saying? Yeah.
and there's memes that go around. They're called "Gonna Tell My Kids." These were so and so, like the Kardashians or the Ghostbusters and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And they put different characters in the picture, and they're like, oh, they would put the picture up, and they're like, I'm gonna tell my kids this is a Michael Jordan, or this was whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's exactly what Esau Edom has done, man.
That's what he did with the scriptures. So let's get, you got one?
No.
I was looking at Isaiah.
Isaiah 14 and 13. For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north.
And that goes into what? You ruling over the Israelites. Because you really think that you're going to have us in this condition forever, but we know otherwise, man. Because the Most High has made it known unto his servants, the prophets, what his will is. And his will is to come and save the remnant of his people from wherever we are in the earth. And it's going to be, and the chief salvation is going to take place from where? The land of America. The remnant of the northern and southern kingdom are going to be saved from this place, man. You see?
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to be ruling over us forever, man. That was never the Most High's intent. And when you go back into what the Most High told Rebecca before she had the children, she said what? The elder shall serve the younger. You Edomites are going to serve us when it's all said and done, man. And we read about this all throughout the scripture. The brother just read it in Jeremiah 30 and 16. You see? We just read it in Isaiah 14. We shall take them captives. They shall take them captives who captives they were. They shall rule over their oppressors. That's what it's going to be when it's all said and done, man. You see? So you got us right now, and it's only because the Most High wants us here. So he can send the Lord Yahweh Shai back to fulfill that great salvation that he's promised to bring to his people.
Mm-hmm.
So the world can witness the power and glory of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai. You got it.
Fine.
Oh, I got one.
Go ahead.
Look.
It's the book of Revelation, chapter 13 and verse 10.
Mm-hmm.
He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here's the patience and the faith of the saints. So yeah, man, who led us into captivity?
God.
You damn Edomites, man, the so-called white man. And the same ones who led us into captivity, they finna go into captivity, man. We're gonna be beating that ass in the kingdom of heaven, man.
That's right.
Thus said the Lord.
That's right.
Yep.
And guess what? That's according to the law. You know what I'm saying? That's according to the law. And if we're going to be keeping that perfection, the law on slavery is going to be upheld, man. You see, so you heathen nations going into slavery, man. Best believe it.
There ain't nowhere around it.
Ain't no way around it. Yeah. You got it.
This is Isaiah 14 and 14.
Mm-hmm.
I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High.
And you've done that to an extent. You've putting your fucking junk into the heavens, man, International Space Station, out there playing around where you're not supposed to be. And that's why them angels on your ass. That's why you've been seeing those chairs, and that's why they got you terrified, man. Now every time I can guarantee you right now, if you go on YouTube and do a NASA live stream from the International Space Station, you're gonna see the chariots. And guess what? When that screen go great,
yeah, Esau don't want
They see something that scared them.
every time, bro. Every time that a chariot come across the screen, they cut it off. Because you ain't supposed to be out there, man. That's the Most High's domain. That domain wasn't meant for you. That's meant for the Most High and His children to be out there dwelling in, man. You see? But you Edomite, man, you devils are proud, man. You're gonna be punished. But like we know, that began your fall right there, man.
Hey, that's like be like us if we decide after the call we're gonna eat, we go sit in the neighbor's yard and have our barbecue and shit, you know?
In fact, they ain't gonna have a problem with it or some shit.
Yeah.
No, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You know what I'm saying?
Without asking,
You know what I'm
shit,
saying?
you know?
That's what Esau on, man. But yeah, what you got? Oh yeah, keep going.
Isaiah 14 and 15.
Uh-huh.
Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit.
Meaning what? To a low condition.
Fine.
The Most High, because the thing is, what you Edomites don't, what you fail to realize is, the Most High is the one who has exalted you. Real quick, let me get that in Daniel 4 and 17. And this is something you heathen always had an issue with acknowledging, man. And this is why the Most High humbled Nebuchadnezzar bitch ass the way he did. Because Nebuchadnezzar thought he was in power because of his own greatness. Nah, man. You were set up and established in the earth, you and your people, because the Most High allowed it. And it was all to fulfill prophecy. The same thing is happening with you Edomites, man. So you got your nose up in the air, acting as if your shit don't stink. You see, it's not because of you or how great you people are. It's because the Most High allowed you were blessed to be a nation that the Most High allowed to be established in the earth. That's all it is. So Daniel 4 and 17 says what? This matter is by the decree of the watchers and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and setteth up over it the basis of men. So if you were one of those four major empires the Most High has ordained, that was a blessing the Most High gave you, man. And he allowed you to rule in the earth for a short space. And now that time is expiring. Now it's time for his children to come into the true inheritance, into the true blessing of having an everlasting kingdom, man. You see? Because this is what the Most High has ordained. What you got? You get back in Isaiah, Shabbat.
Isaiah 14 and 16. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms?
But you got what's the evidence of that? Hey,
Nagasaki, Hiroshima.
Why did the Most High allow that movie to come out? It was more evidence against Esau, man. You're the only nation that's used that type of technology on another nation of people.
Or the first one too.
The only. Nobody else has used that. Even now, nobody's dropped atomic bombs on anyone except for the fucking Edomite.
Because it was basically, they had a hard time just getting to that point where they could actually do it. But as soon as they had it, they used it. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been, like, the Spirit's been on me. I've been watching a lot of those Oppenheimer documentaries, and there's a movie coming out called Oppenheimer that
it's already out.
Brothers should probably watch.
It's already
out. We should.
And the thing is, you're the only nation that's done this, man. This is how we know who's who. Prophecy lets us know who's who. The ones who shook kingdoms. You see, you did that, Esau. No one else. Ham didn't do that. Moab, Ammon, Japheth. It was you fucking devils,
and it
man.
lines up right with the scriptures, because they talk about in the documentary, like, he's created an instrument of death, you know, talking about that instrument of the waster,
just like Cain, right?
Cain, just like fucking Cain.
That's what Cain means, weapon. Yep. You know, that's that no weapon formed against us shall prosper. Because if we're those men, hey, not even these nuclear missiles are gonna be able to do harm to the elect.
Let's keep going.
What
y'all holding before we move on?
Let me see. Nothing right now. Go ahead. You got something to call?
No.
Yeah, I'll go. You got something to call? Got something?
What you got, you call?
Go real quick over here to this one, Isaiah 13. Let's see, Isaiah 13 Let's see, 11, I think it is. Let's see. Uh, Isaiah chapter 13, verse 11. And I will punish the world for their evil and the wicked for their iniquity. And I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease. And I will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible.
That's what's about to happen. You Edomites are going to be humbled greatly to be shown that you never had any power, man. You see, because you can't stop what the Most High ordained from coming to pass, and that's what you're trying to do, trying to upset prophecy. But hey, you gonna be humbled greatly, man. So I says, what the nation shall look narrowly upon thee. You like this nigga, this is the one that had everyone shook. He put tariffs on everyone, and everyone just bent into his will. This guy, you see, because the Most High has put something upon you for you to be in this position that you're in, and just like He gave it to you, He's gonna take it away.
I just looked it up. So America, they had that atomic bomb technology in 1945, and they used it in 1945.
As soon as they got that shit, they couldn't wait.
They
couldn't wait to use it. As soon as they got it, like, hey, we got to hurry up.
They couldn't wait to that. It's that man of Shank's kingdoms, that man of sin, son of perdition.
Yeah, man of death.
They Japan gonna get their revenge too.
Yeah. Boy, Ammy gonna be on your ass in the kingdom.
Yeah.
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead, bro.
This is Isaiah 14 and
17.
That made the world a wilderness and destroyed the cities thereof, that opened not the house of his prisoners.
Made the world a wilderness, man. And when you look at a map from like 70 years ago and how green America was into what it is now, it just degrades over the course of time and it becomes more dry. You Edomites have done that, man. Sucking the life out of the earth. You see that?
Also goes into the lawlessness, the lack of, this place doesn't keep the laws of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. So that's why our people are, it's like a wilderness. You're in the wild, they're like a wild beast when you're not keeping the laws of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai as an Israelite,
So look, that opened out the house of his prisoners because what? He's still, matter of fact, Jeremiah 50 and 33 lets us know what. It says, thus saith Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together. And that took place where? Here in the land of America, man. And it says what? And all that took them captives held them fast. They refused to let them go. Yeah. And here we are still found in your hand to this day. And what does the Most High say about that? If a man be found in
the rule, huh?
Yep. Let me get that real quick.
The year of Jubilee or
no.
Exodus 21 to 16. And he that stealeth a man and selleth him, or if he be found in his hand, he shall surely be put to death. So no matter how you cut it, you must have death coming your way. Because you've greatly offended against the Most High, man.
Because the year Jubilee that deals with you in debt compared to this.
But you stole us, put us into captivity. You sold us upon auctioning blocks. We got all the documentation to prove it. We might have not the actual documentation, but we can go to your fucking movies and see. Did we not watch Django? Did you not buy Django from the Greensboro fucking auction?
There's documented all over the world, all over the Americas, the Atlantic, all that triangle. What was it called?
Slave trade.
The slave trade, man.
Yep.
Everybody knows about it.
You can go look up. You can go on YouTube and look up documents of you selling slaves, man. All type of fucking slave ledgers, auction ledgers where you were selling Israelites upon auctioning blocks. So you stole us, you sold us, and we're still finding your hand to this day, according to prophecy. So guess what has to happen to you? Death is coming to you.
It's like when you go to court, and if you let's say you had all these felonies or a rap sheet, and they're going to use all that against you when the judge make a decision, you get a new charge. He's going to use your whole rap sheet and your history. He's going to hold that against you. Same thing Yahweh's going to do with Esau. He's got a
rap sheet. Came, bro.
Esau rap sheet. You say what? Esau rap sheet reaches all the way up to heaven, man.
Yeah.
So nigga, you got a lot to pay for.
Yeah, and that true judge is going to be harsh. He's going to throw the book at your ass to the point of you won't even be around.
That's exactly because is that not what it calls for? for you to get the book thrown at you, man, because you're gonna be judged according to the law when Yahweh returns, man. This is why America's gonna suffer that great destruction. Then Edomites are gonna be eradicated. That's what the law calls for.
Yeah.
Prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise nor fill the face of the world with cities, man.
Mhm.
Because you have to be put to death according to what the law says, man, for all the wickedness that you've committed. We're not just making this up. This is what the Most High calls for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Verse 14 and 18 in Isaiah. But thou art cast out to thy grave of thy grave like an abominable branch, and as a raiment of those that are slain.
Verse 18. You got 18. I'm good.
18. All the kings of the nations, even all of them, lie in glory, everyone in his own house.
So that means what? We're gonna allow the heathen nations to go back to the land of their inheritance, man, because the Most High gave real quick. What is that? Deuteronomy 32.
Everyone their lot, their portion.
Yep. Deuteronomy 32 and 8, it says, when the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance, which is the land of their forefathers, when he separated the sons of Adam, he set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel. So when it's all said and done, we're going to put all the heathen nations back into the land that the Most High gave unto their fathers. You see? The only ones who won't be able to partake in this are you Edomites, because that land is going to be transferred to the tribe of Judah, because you have no more use for it, because you're going to be done away with. You're not just going to have vacant land here in the earth. It's going to be used, man. So all the nations are going to be able to lie in their glory, man. They're going to be able to chill in the land of their inheritance and enjoy a peaceful, righteous rulership in the earth upon the Israelites. But not you devils, though.
Isaiah 14 and 19. But thou art cast out of thy grave like an abominable branch, and as the raiment of those that are slain, thrust through with a sword, that go down to the stones of the pit, as a carcass trodden under feet.
Mm-hmm.
Thou shalt not be joined with them in burial, because thou hast destroyed thy land and slain thy people. The seed of evildoers shall never be renowned.
All this renown that Christopher Columbus getting, all these goons, all your so-called forefathers, well, all your forefathers. You see, fucking George Washington Day and President's Day, Mount Rushmore, all these fucking monuments of all these mass murderers that you uplift and exalt. But hey, that won't be a thing in the earth when the kingdom of heaven is established. We're gonna erase the existence of you Edomites from the history books, man. Ain't gonna be nobody swooning and in awe of Christopher Columbus in the kingdom of heaven. We're gonna let the world know exactly what these people are.
Oh, and that's
goddamn devils and murderers, man. Rapists,
they're always
pedophiles.
making monuments to themselves, bro.
Yeah.
Like all these, obviously like Mount Rushmore and this and that. The name their cities after their names.
Yeah.
I was on a bike ride. I'm sitting down on a bench, right, and it says in memory of. The bench was like dedicated to. It had a name, so I looked up the name, and sure enough, it was an Amalekite. I'm like, damn, this is Esau, man. They want to put their name on everything, man.
It said the seed of evildoers shall never be renowned. Let me get that word for renowned.
Con.
Real
I got
quick.
a precept too when you don't know.
Con,
go ahead, Ock.
Hold up, bro.
Oh.
The definition for renown is to what? Proclaim, to be called, be proclaimed, to read aloud, to be summoned, to be named.
Yeah.
All right, so that's about it.
Yeah, when I was at Breckenridge driving, all the street names, it's like Washington, Lincoln, Jefferson. They're all the presidents and shit,
Oh yeah, to be made famous. Known or talked about by many people, famous. Nah, it ain't gonna be. Nah, we're not gonna be talking about you in the kingdom of heaven.
We're gonna be the famous ones.
We're gonna
be bringing it out yesterday.
Yeah, to be esteemed, be great, to be well thought of note.
You're gonna be shamed.
Of high standing. Nah, hell no.
That's how you know this is their kingdom.
We're gonna shame you as you're supposed to be shamed, man. We're gonna tell the world what you truly are. The wicked, according to the Bible, the goddamn border of wickedness. Vile
person on the planet.
You know what I'm saying?
Faces of men.
The faces of fucking men.
Dumb.
Exactly.
Shit.
Feces.
Yeah.
Fecal matter. Go ahead, bro. What you got? What you got, y'all?
This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2, verse 5. This is the way the wicked think. For our time is a very shadow that passeth away, and our end there is no returning, for it is fast sealed, so that no man come again. So with that understanding that they know that they have no future really, it says in verse 9, let none of us go without his part of our voluptuousness, going back to the blessing that they got. Let us have let us leave tokens of our joyfulness in every place, for this is our portion, and our lot is this. What you brothers were just talking about, they left tokens showing that they conquered the land and the people. You know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Putting their names on everything and shit, huh?
Yep.
Even the animals, if you go to the zoos ever, they'll have red, and red in Latin is Edom. They got it in the Greek idumia, and then I have to get it in the Latin, but and if you go into the zoos, a lot of the animals, for no reason, they'll have red in it, which we know that Edom is red.
So let's get it.
Isaiah.
Y'all got anything? Y'all good? No? You got one?
No.
What you got, you call?
This is Jeremiah chapter 49, verse 10. It's a little different from what we were first talking about, but I have made Esau bare, I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren and his neighbor, and he is not. So he's going to be destroyed.
I looked it up. Latin, it says in Latin, it was idumia. So they used the same Greek name for Latin.
Yeah, and Isaiah, Esau, he's been trying to hide all this stuff, but it's through the prophets that he's being exposed and revealed, by the Holy Spirit,
He's being revealed. America, his kingdom for the 8th, which came out of the 7, which is going into perdition.
Yep.
But that's what Paul just read about that perdition that he's going to go into,
Mm-hmm.
And it starts with us actually revealing him through prophecy.
Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide for Esau, man. This is his last leg.
That's why
Isaiah.
The New World Order is really his desperate, attempt to try to hold on to the crown.
Yeah, this is desperation. His last shot at trying to control things.
Yeah,
it's kind of funny. You see these other politicians, like what was his name, Mitch McConnell, frozen when he's doing his speech.
Oh yeah.
You see the president, falling over wherever he goes.
And even Mitch McConnell, they have a video of him of like a couple weeks ago. He was at, I think, one of the military ceremonies, and he tripped over a sandbag, and you could just see him falling. It was all that. Yeah, so it's all prophecy. This country, their politicians, this whole place is done.
Let's finish it up.
14 and 21. Prepare slaughter for his sons for the iniquity of their fathers.
Read it verbatim.
Huh. Prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities.
And that's what's coming, man, because great judgment is being brought upon you Edomites, especially you ones to say, well, I have no control of what my forefathers have done. What you have to understand is reincarnation.
Yeah, that wasn't me.
Exactly. You are your forefathers back in the reincarnation, and you're going to pay for your past sins. You see? And even if it wasn't you, you're still benefiting off of off the wickedness that your forefathers have done. Because you haven't given the land back. You haven't taken your ass back to Mount Seir to live in the land that the Most High gave you. You're not giving up your so-called white privilege. You're not giving none of that back. You're proud to be an American, right? You see? So take pride in this great destruction and judgment that's coming upon you for the wickedness of your forefathers, man. Because you damn devils, you have to pay.
Yeah, that's why our words are fire to these heathen, because when they start to hear us and listen and actually consider it, hey, that's a fucked up thing for them, This is 22, Isaiah 14:22. For I will rise up against them, saith Yahweh of hosts, and cut off from Babylon the name and remnant and son and nephew, saith Yahweh.
So your seed line is going to be uprooted from the earth.
Yeah.
You see, anyone that can propagate the seed of Esau, Edom, is going to be completely eradicated. Hey, you women, you going to? You Edomite women after 1,000 years, we're going to be the handout fun with you. You're going to get your ass about the earth as well. Because there's no need for the Edomite here in the planet, man.
Yahweh's gonna destroy your posterity.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Well, can I read those two in the Good News translation?
Sure.
So this is Isaiah 14:21 and 22. It reads, "Let the slaughter begin. The sons of this king will die because of their ancestors' sins. None of them will ever rule the earth or cover it with cities. The Lord Almighty says, I will attack Babylon and bring it to ruin. I will leave nothing, no children, no survivors at all. I, the Lord, has spoken."
That's that's going to be the result of America. And how is that going to be done? By way of that great holy fire in the form of 200 million thermonuclear warheads raining down upon this place, man. You see, that's a judgment from the Lord that's been ordained from the beginning. Let's get the last verse.
This is Isaiah 14:23. I will also make it a possession for the bittern and pools of water, and I will sweep it with the besom of destruction, saith Yahweh of hosts.
Once again, that besom of destruction is that nuclear fire that's going to wash over this entire land, man, from the north to the south, from the east to the west, and all the elements shall be melted with fervent heat. You see, that's the judgment that's coming from the Most High. This is what's going to happen before we go into the kingdom of heaven, man. You see, America's going to be destroyed, and if we be a part of that number, we're going to watch it from the chariots, man. You see, because like the scriptures tell us, only with our eyes shall we see and behold the reward of the wicked. You see?
That word besom, it goes in that sweeping
Sweeping
agent
agent.
of destruction
Yep.
that those missiles are gonna just sweep this place away. Like the videos what was that word? Terminator?
Uh-huh. Well, yeah, man. That was it. Y'all had anything?
No.
No.
So yeah, we're gonna close it out, man, by giving out Lord willing knows the edifying to the elect, but this is what's coming. All we deal with is prophecy, and like the scriptures tell us, and Revelation 19:10, that what? The spirit of Yahweh Shai is the spirit of prophecy, man. And this is what we deal with because that's all that matters. We deal with what the Most High said. We deal with what the Most High is bringing to pass. Anything other than that, we don't give a damn about it, man. You see, it doesn't matter. It's all about prophecy.
Yeah.
And so with that, we're going to end it by giving all praise, all honor, all glory to
Yahweh,
Ba'ashem, Yahushai,
Ba'ashem,
Rekah, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for teaching us this truth according to the Bible through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahasham Yahushai. And a sincere peace and salutation to all you hopefully let Akim out there pushing his word in all truth and sincerity, doing the work as Yahweh Bahasham Yahushai has created us to do. And with that, we're going to say Shalom, Wa, Ba, Ba, Ba.
Ba, ba, ba.
Wow.
Shalom to the elect.